Hello and welcome back to KPC Live. The players are returning from break, and we did a little bit of shuffling up the seat draw just to make it a little bit more fair. In case you had a bad seat draw, in case you didn't like your positioning, there it is. And these are your current chip stacks. Wiktor 2.3 million, Hai Young 2 million, ST 1.7. The players are excessively deep. And of course, we're playing 1,000, 2,000 no limit hold'em with a 3K a pop squid. Shuffle up and deal. ST going first. Little King 6 suited. We've seen them use these hands as limp 3-bets a chunk. It's going to run into a buzzsaw if ST chooses to do that this time, however. Wiktor Ace King. It's going to make it more. And 10 Xuan. It's going to want to activate on the button with his suited Queen 6. It's going to be unfortunate timing. It's going to make it 82,000. And given the late position nature of these two, cutoff and dealer respectively, I think a 4-bet would be in order. Earlier, Limitless had position on 10, and now 10 using that position to 3-bet a little bit light. And this time Wiktor chooses to just call, allowing 10 to play that positional advantage. 173 in the middle. And 10 out flops Wiktor, however, not necessarily a great board for his perceived range. Most of the hands 10 Xuan would 3-bet for value, would not necessarily like this board. Wiktor checks and 10. He's going to want to bet his hand for some protection, trying to fade seeing overs. And take it down. The power position, you see the players play a little bit of musical chairs, and now you see how disappointed Limitless is, knowing he could have 4-bet, he could have took it down, would have got 2 squids. Instead, 10 Xuan takes it away. Of course, he gets 2 squids for winning that first hand of the game. And maybe things turn around. It was a rough go in the first section of this cash game. However, we have plenty of game left. 10 Xuan, of course, not a stranger to these stakes whatsoever. Wiktor limps and an ace for 10. Gonna go back to back, get 3 squids. Makes it 30K, 15x. He's going to pick up a straggler. That straggler in position, however. And ST. Jack 9 suited in as well. Wiktor's going to come along for the party. 4 ways. 120,000 in the middle. And ST flops the joint. See a little hesitation here. Not a quick check. Deciding if he wants to donk. I think at this point you almost have to. I mean, you seem interested. This board, you certainly expect to get action in a 4-way collision. 68k, and if you're limitless, you're certainly concerned with 10 Xuan behind you. You could just be smoked now. And Wiktor just lets go of top pair. Very good. And I'm sure ST's a little disappointed. Nonetheless, takes it down. Very tough fold there for Wiktor. You know, you flop top pair and you just release. Very disciplined. Of course, concerned that 10 Xuan could already have him beat behind, and also concerned with just the overall range that ST's donking into him with. And the night continues. Limitless again. This time ace 10 offsuit. Real hand for Elton. Heads up, have to assume. Have to assume no real leads here. Check, check. And a diamond rolls off. 4 to a straight. Let's see if Wiktor decides to bet. No. Decides to take his equity. I don't think any bets are going in on this turn. Off to a river. And a diamond rolls off. However, it is the king. Wiktor not necessarily going to love that king. Let's see if he proceeds with something small. It's going to get some bad news shortly. And when he does raise, he's going to be somewhat perplexed. And what hand? Check, 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 check. And then raises river. Certainly is going to feel like a flush. And this is going to be a big raise at that. Repping strictly a flush with this sizing, 140,000. This is not a set. This is not an 8x combo that decided to check, check, given this sizing, at least not the majority of the time. It's repping mostly flushes. And it's going to work. Nice play, Elton. Checking back. The flush draw on the turn. Very nice.
I think ace queen.
These players have some moves, Wiktor. It's not so easy out here, huh? Of course, Elton very capable of bluffing there as well. Could just have the queen of diamonds or ace of diamonds. Limitless still in search of a squid, as well as Young to his right. Then Xuan coming out swinging in this second part. Elton. Ace Queen offsuit. We're going up for more. Take it down. 2 in a row. Straddle. Let's try to get unstuck. I'm with you, Tan.
What?
1,000, 2,000, 4,000. Aaron activating here with this big little offsuit on the button. Young, well timed here. 3-bet with the 6s. It's gonna knock everyone out. And I have to assume Aaron gets out the way unless he wants to get a little extra spicy. And he has not folded yet. And look at this. Curiosity. Thinks maybe Young is re-stealing. Certainly Young at the bottom of his 3-bet range. It works though. You can look now, Hai. Yes, take it down. The button, the squid, the 3-bet pot.
赌掉了呀！不要问就是赌掉了，你大就要 all in， 对吧？聊天嘛，肯定是 all in。
Aaron sort of felt that Young was at the bottom of his range, but King 4 is really, really spicy. You were already out there on a limb opening. You know, sometimes you concede, you know, you wave the white flag, live to fight another day. Maybe next time give him the suited version and we dance a little bit longer. Limp from Elton. This time Yi gets on the saddle, kicks it up. 20,000, please. Pair of 4s for ST deciding. Wants to take a peek at the flop. And now does Elton come with this limp 3-bet if it folds back to him? 10 Xuan comes in with 5s and certainly feels like an option here to limp 3-bet. I mean, they do like these combos. And there it is. Pink chip inserted. Price of poker goes up to the tune of 140,000. And there's so much fight in this young man. I mean, most of us get limp 3-bet. We have ace 9. MJ already has our cards. This man, not so fast. And here we go. Let's dance. 4-bet. 320. And this is another game of chicken. I mean, Yi identifying that Elton has potentially a little too many of these offsuit hands in this limp 3-bet range. And it is possible that, you know, if you don't have a way to control when you do this with ace 10 off, king jack off, ace jack off, maybe the jack 10 suited every now and then, we've seen them do this. Maybe it's a little bit too much, but at least this time it gets through. Yi, this is gonna sting once he gets to show it. They're gonna sweat it. You both would have missed. And there it is. Shows the ace 9 off. Look at ST. He's shaking his head. How does he do that? Well-timed aggression. And I mean, listen, when I 4-bet the ace 9 off in my local game, I just run into kings and queens and ace king. But these guys are out there. Hai Young up a milli. ST 800, Yi 500 respectively. You see Wiktor up 400, Aaron up 300, Elton 300 himself, and 10 Xuan really has some work to do to climb out of this hole. I'm not really supposed to be biased. I'm not really supposed to root for anyone, but I do want to see him recover. I mean, if it doesn't feel good to be the only person in the negative, right? Like the parties are completely on you. It's not how it works here, you know? We're gentlemen. Let's see if we can see Ten Xuan get some of this back. Limp pot. Top and bottom for Wiktor, and we have Ten Xuan with the flush draw. Certainly a bet is going in. One white chip, 10,000. Off to a turn, heads up. Nothing card. I assume Wiktor's gonna bet again, targeting these flush draws as well as maybe some weak ace X's, ace 5, ace 8 offsuit. Take it down.
我大概想起来那个，应该是对，我后面应该至少两个人，两个人，
要不要赌什么？
另一牌，我知道那种牌，你看吧，肯定有两个人
肯定不了嘛，
啊，
你现在成功把他聊上头了，
真的。要不要赌？
我知道，海洋另一牌我后面还有
没有
啊，我跟你赌了我。
哎，他
那你赌多少嘛？你赌多少
Those of you that understand
你说什么？
对，就是不止
the Chinese enjoy the show within the show.
这后面有一个，这后面可没跟嘛？哎呀，真的是真的。你是小盲，中间有一个大盲。
As you see,
他是 straddle。
gonna do some quick accounting here. Get some payments due for the squid.
然后你嘛，你丢了嘛，他们海洋丢了嘛，哎，
后面是不是有2个人？
And I'm telling you, they do a great job. They do this
就
relatively
没
quickly.
说话那个人不是人，就是另一个海洋。我说了，后面有一个人嘛，他是
Here at KPC Live, you see, new Squid Game begins. There's 2 of them in the middle.
3片4期嘛，对吧？
跟我也没关系。
Remember, the penalty goes up at 3 squids, 5 squids, and 7. If you ever want to remember, it's odd numbers. 1, 3, 5, 7. We're going to see Aaron limp in with the king-queen offsuit. He's going to get a couple contestants behind. So far, everybody limping. And we're off to a flop. 6 ways, please. Jack, Jack, deuce. And that's trips for Yi. Aaron wrapping around that jack as well as a king of clubs. Good enough to bet. $4K. Limitless. A little ambitious. With that 5-3 and Elton as well. He has to be thinking at least sometimes there's another jack out there. And he just calls. We're down to 4. Off to a turn. Which is the 8 top boat for Yi. Checks. Does Aaron keep the story going? Certainly has to be concerned. Got a little bit of action. Knuckles it. Doors open for Limitless. And he's at the complete bottom of range. Can't really have a worse hand than this. And it's going to cause him to activate. It's going to run into a buzzsaw. That's a big bet as well. And Yi here with number 1. How does he proceed? Facing a big bet, has to assume at least sometimes his opponent has a jack. Kicks it up. 50 more. And somehow, some way, Wiktor has not released. Does not believe this. Maybe he's up against a hand like Queen 10, 9, 10. Club draws. And he clicks the call button with 5 high. Off to a river, 192. A complete non-believer of Yi. And that's the 5 of clubs. Fills in some bluffs from Yi. Now Yi's hoping his opponent does have a flush. Can't know that Wiktor's this down in his range. Probably going to target something like a jack. Pink chip. A little bit of dressing. 192 in the middle. He goes for 112. And does Wiktor jump out the window? I mean, you didn't really intend to just call, right? You had evil intentions when you floated that check raise on the turn. Could see a world where we're going for some more. However, when you do pair, you do beat some things. Aforementioned 9-10, Queen 10. But maybe we could get him to fold the flush. At least that's what Wiktor's thinking. But nope, just clicks call and he's going to get shown top boat. Nice hand, Yi. Maybe a little fortunate that he hit the 5 because his thought process was not to call. Initially, at least. It was to kick it up. See some of the logos here at KPC Live. Love to see it. Let's see who's going to be the big winner here in the second half of this $1 million cash game. So far, it's been a lot of well-played hands, a lot of bluffing. See, Aaron starts us off with a limp with the ace-10 offsuit. We've seen what he's done with this before. Limp around. 10K in the middle. Aaron flops a gutty. It's going to be enough to bet. Pot. Not much going for anyone else.
Wanna raise or fold?
Everything.
Take it down, Aaron.
Raise, fold, fold.
The waves of no limit hold'em.
看你最近打的厉害多了哈。
And these kind of games that you see broadcast, they tend to play also outside of the cameras for much longer into the night.
哪个老外啊？我怎么知道？
对这个游戏最理解。应该
But KPC nice enough to arrange this for us to be a little fly on the wall.
研究的我觉得这那个没什么好研究。你的教练最多你说没什么好研究，我真的是。他的教练健身教练啊，我的教练都是。
Kick it up here from Elton, 20,000. Real hand for ST. Sits up in the chair. This ace jack of diamonds piqued his interest, and I don't blame him. 3-bet.
3万5，8万5，哎，3万5就3万5了，真的。
All right, you could have it for less. Well, what do you? Let's go. Yeah, we're going up. 85,000 is the price.
妙口。
Elton wants to take a peek at the flop. King 3 suited, good enough. Plus position.
是吗？啊，你这样说应该是对子。我说你这样说那就是对子。
This board is certainly going to touch the 3-better a chunk after he 3-bets the small blind. Probably going to see something small from ST. This time he taps the table, however. Leaving the door open for Elton. No real backdoor for Elton to speak of in terms of flush draw capabilities. Taps the table as well, off to a turn. Not necessarily the card ST wants to see. The door is wide open now. Gut shot straight draw for Elton. Is this enough to play takeaway? Loading up. This is uncomfortable for ST. Has to assume his opponent can have some Jack 10, some King 10. However, how often does the King 10 check back the flop? Maybe sometimes. Side call. He's going to keep his opponent honest here. He's going to make him fire again if he wants a piece of this. And there's the 10 straight on the board. However, ST certainly has the ace-king advantage. Maybe he wants to turn his hand into a bluff. You could see it going through his mind. Hasn't checked yet. Certainly he's thinking. If he checks, at minimum, it's a chop pot. Does have the king advantage. Certainly would play some flush draws like this, especially those that contain a pair like Queen X of Hearts. Sometimes check back the flop. Sorry. And he does. Bets out. Of course, Elton with a little too much hand. He's not going anywhere. I mean, just going to pay this off. And I do like this play from ST, but unfortunately for him, Elton just had a king. The king 3 suited, and the disgust in that man's face. Oh, man. You know when you make a good play and it just doesn't work? It's just like, come on, man. I made a good play. The poker gods don't care. Look at it. Look at this body language. Oh, man. Poker is so painful. It's like you play above the rim and Elton's just in the streets with the king 3 suited, making your life hell. Good for you, Elton. I love the play from ST. I mean, what can you do? I mean, if you check, it's a chop. You have the ace-king advantage in your range. You could potentially have some flushes. Nonetheless, though, my man Elton was in there. Ace queen suited now, potentially playing his hot streak here. All right, here we go. And you know ST wants a piece. Look at this. And you know that they have this little history from the last hand, right? It's gonna play into this hand as well. 3-bet 75k on the button. It's gonna look like a bully. Elton doesn't like bullies. Elton bullies the bullies. Off to a flop.
还可以发个图。
2 real hands, 153.
黑生得到2张，
And an ace high flop
哪里还
might cost Elton a couple streets. It is a monotone board.
70不是有 K 吗？
Players certainly have to be a little concerned. Spades. However, I think a bet is in order and certainly a call at minimum. Elton deciding if he wants to get some protection. Answer is no. Hand's certainly good enough. 233 off to a turn card. That's a brick.
他撤了。
Elton taps the table. ST. So you want to get another street of value here. Could also choose to check. And that's a queen of spades. Elton takes the check mark. Doesn't love the spade, but he's going to take it. He's going to be happy to see the result if he can hold on. And look at this above the rim value bet. Super thin. ST, this is a frustrating situation. Could be getting value owned. Oh man, and this is gonna sting. Look at this value bet. Ace Queen of Hearts. Very nice, Elton. I love that bet. I think a lot of players would just choose to check, take their showdown value, also thinking they wouldn't be able to get called by worse, but Elton. Man, these boys can play some poker. KPC Live, it'll bring some real G's.
第几个了？
请你家喝茶吗？罚给你。
And if you're ST, those are back-to-back, little bit frustrating hands.
我觉得这样可以，也很公平，
Maybe ST
对吧？
gets a little spicy for the rest of the show.
这个很公平啊，
147，没100，
不是100多，要不然整个
哦，整100多啊！
140多100。
下次同样情况发生，唐老板再还给你。
愿意，真的是100多，真的是太多
拿
了。
不下手。
没事，70多也可以。
对，
那也可以
啊，
也可以，70多也可以。
ST, another hand, ace 10 of diamonds. Does Aaron want to play Enforcer on the button? Taking a scan at the Squids. No, just gets out of the way. Well timed to get out of the way for Aaron. As ST flops top pair.
I'll just take a cup. I'll drink something.
And does Xuan want to get creative on this board? No. Good decision. So ST was sitting there with the value hand. ST gets out of that little muck real quick. Things were looking like the black clouds were coming upon us. It's nice to win one. Sort of get your groove back.
A 圈都不撕逼我，童话。啊？A 圈童话都不撕逼我。
尊重你。
我拿那。
You see Yi
大回来打。
and Elton both live for a third squid. Xuan still looking for one. We saw ST just win a pot. Earned himself a squid as well. Elton King 10 now.
还说打光的，真的是，跟着有点勉强。你可以再还勉强啊？
Ace Queen offsuit Yi.
差不多嘛，没位置嘛。啊？
Action folds around to Wiktor. No squid. Suited connector involved. And that brings along Elton 3 ways. And look at the stare down from Elton. I'm telling you, this man can speak without speaking. It's all eyes. I don't want to be in a... I don't want to be in the bad side of Elton, man. My goodness. Top pair for Elton. Action checks around. Not necessarily the card Elton wanted to see. Monotone flop plus now a straight to the 7 available, but takes it down. Nice takeaway from Elton. All right. Looks like Elton came to play in this second half. Very impressive. Straddle. 1,000, 2,000, 4,000. Take some tea. See, these players play a long time. They put on a show. And KPC Live takes very good care of them. Action limping around. See if Yi wants to act up. Jack 8 suited. Good enough. And he does attack these spots with a wide array of hands. We saw 8-5 suited before. This time Jack 8 suited. Just punishes weakness. Take it down. And that's 3 squids. Penalty doubles now. Button and no squid for Xuan. Take a little sip. See if he can find himself a squid this hand. See Ha Young also looking for a squid himself.
这句话怎么这么熟？他是偷鸡变抓鸡。对对对。
E7 certainly good enough. And a weak ace as well for Xuan. He doesn't have a squid, so this is going to get aggressive. And this just looks like a steal. don't have a squid, you're on the button. Elton is going to play defense. And does Young want to activate with the weak ace? No. And we're going heads up. Xuan with the best of it so far, but not so fast. Elton outflops his opponent. And this is a good board for Xuan. I have to assume he's probably going to want to bet. The 6 of hearts also working with that 5 and the 3 on the flop. Also has the ace of clubs, so if it runs out club could maybe fire in some bullets, but so far this flop is all Elton. And Elton's certainly going to be extra suspicious, as we have to assume Xuan's range is quite wide given the circumstances of the Squid Game. 7 of hearts. Elton working with that 10 of hearts himself, so this card not as good for Xuan, but he doesn't know that. Picks up the gutty as well. Does he want to realize his equity and just knuckle it? Yes. Off to a river. Bink! Emergency ace. And that's a card that Elton certainly did not want to see. How does he proceed? Looks like he's going for something small. $146 in the middle. That's 34. I think Xuan has a little too much hand, probably considering raise. Man, he's a good shuffler. It's so hard to shuffle those time chips. They're like extra large. He's curious. He's going to pay this off. He's going to be happy to scoop that pot and the squid out. Rivers his opponent with that rivered ace of spade. It's almost like Elton knew it the whole time. Nice hand, Xuan. It wasn't looking good to get that squid, but every now and then, you know, ace falls on the river. It always affects someone. Aaron, real hand now. Does have a squid. Takes his time and then chooses to limp. Wiktor still in search of one, as well as Young. Xuan. Does he want to play bully ball? Yes. Action now folds back to Aaron. And he just calls. Hoping one of these players decides to jump out the window, but they get out of the way. Heads up. This is a flop both players like. However, Aaron with the overpair doesn't feel like he has an overpair. All he did was limp call. Xuan can certainly not put his opponent on something this good. And let's see if Aaron decides to kick it up. He's way under-repped. He's grabbing some chips. He's thinking about it. And no, the trap continues to be set. Xuan has to feel like he has the best of it. 5 of hearts. Both players okay with this card. Taps the table. I assume Xuan thinks this is mostly a brick. Of course, some concern. Hands like 4-6 suited. And the like, but this hand certainly feels strong enough. But he taps the table. Wise decision. And he out-rivers his opponent. Bink? Aaron hates this card. Really impressive check back from Xuan on that turn. And gets rewarded with the rivered ace of spade. And now the decision is, how much can I get? $80,000. And when you limp call, check call, this feels like he doesn't know I have this good of a hand. Maybe he's trying to get me off something weaker than this. And a good fold's gonna get shown that it was just that. 2 pair. Xuan. And that could have got ugly. As you see, payments going out. Some penalties are in order. As that concludes the Squid Game. Wiktor and Young.
不要骗我啊！
真的一对老 K， 一对老 K 跟一对六有什么区别啦？
是一堆老 K 啊。
对啊，
自己人啊，不能骗啊！
And Aaron was really hoping one of the players without the squid would jump out the window, but they just said, nah, man. We're good. And unfortunately for him, that allowed Xuan to sneak in there.
后面已经没人了，还没打两个没鱼的，
哪2个？
看他们两个
你觉得想
抢的样子，
感动谭老板吗？
谭老板开得很快，
这么烫，你这个时候你还买？
要吃口大的呀，怎么办呢？
And here are your winnings. Young up a milli, Yi up almost 800,000, Elton 726, ST 350, Aaron 240, Wiktor 135, but it's still Xuan trying to climb his way out of the hole. The V pips, Xuan 68%, Elton 65. No nits here. The lowest VPIP basically playing half the pots. New Squid Game begins.
哎呀，相信你吧，
K 3，
怎么可能？
Couple limps to Elton.
那前面在这个位置加注
He
一下
puts out a raise, 20,000.
不玩这种牌了，我跟 K 3大多了，我觉得。我就怕洗澡
我。说他
It's going to take it down. It's good for 2 squids.
直接大头了。我有 K 呀，后面。那我这个公大。高。压气。
最后分个 S 出来，跟那个红桃是差不多啊？啊，不太一样。他说跟红桃是差不多，差不多了。
差蛮多的。
是吧？
操 ，K 啊，我，但你这么真诚的说，我是信，但是我就感觉这个丢得下手，我是丢不着。
Elton. A little aggressive here with the Jack 6 suited.
哎，这个如果你掉3个，它算 raise 还是 call？
Elton 哥
Trying to go for that 3rd squid. It's going to pick up a couple contestants, however.
哪里有问题？
A little bit of stretch and yawning here for our friend Ten Xuan. And ST flops the Jack High flush draw, also wrapping around that 10. However, it's Elton that wants to continue telling the story. Also paired his 6 backdoor flush draw, respectively. See a call from ST. Everything relatively standard so far. And things do change on the turn as the 5 of spades comes in. Jack high flush for ST. Elton taps the table. $72K now. And now that Jack of clubs becomes somewhat of a negative, do block some floats. We'll see if Elton thinks that his opponent's still messing around. He does think his opponent still has enough hands, maybe the 7/8 of the world. It's going to keep him honest heading to this river 4 of clubs. Four a straight to the 3. Don't think he's too concerned with that, but the 8-7 hand did fill. See how much is it going to cost Elton to get to showdown. ST probably targeting some 10x hands. Maybe something a little bit better.
So.
120. It's an affordable size. And of course, that makes things a little bit frustrating for Elton. Sizing piques his curiosity.
Hello.
Oh, hello, hello.
Good day.
And Elton pays.
Very quick again.
Let me see it.
Very quick again.
Jack high flush, ST. Take it down, 477,000. See the quick shake of the head from Elton. Probably knows it was a little bit of light call. Can't blame him. Players are bluffing out here. He's getting a good price. What are you gonna do? Can't be a nit. Let your opponent just take it for cheap.
He said he want to play. Huh? He said he want to play.哎呀，没有那么大头，他不是那么大，没有拿个 A 黑桃 A 准备大回来。3回的接得动吗？不要了。对啊。不敢要了呀。不要。
See action limping to High Young in the small blind. It's not gonna stay this cheap. And Elton wants to mix it up with the ace-8 offsuit. That brings in ST with the same hand as High Young. And Aaron gets out of the way 3 ways. Nobody touches. Doors open. However, High Young with red cards. Let's see if he still thinks it's enough. Kind of an innocuous flop. This is well timed.
不靠了。一路在我后面，一路在怕你，你知道吗？那把牌，他你我跟你，他们要跟，给传。
48K.
妈的，还跟那个7那把。
ST's a fighter, though. He does have that jack of clubs, 2 overs, backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. Although that backdoor flush draw is really... We're reaching for that equity. It's enough, though. And it's enough to raise. Look at this. King Jack raising the flop, ST. Sir. Above the rim, and you can't really blame High Young. I mean, it was a good bet on the flop. Do not expect to get raised there by your same hand. And here are your winnings. It is Hai Young at the top of the leaderboard. 916,000. Yi 779. ST 710. Elton 475. Aaron 235. Wiktor 115. And Tan Xuan still trying to climb out that hole. Down a little over 3 million. Have plenty of game left here at KPC Live, of course. See, the straddle is on this hand. 1K, 2K, 4K. Yi, ace-6 suited. Chooses to limp, and you gotta be careful when he has these hands, right? Chooses to limp. These are the candidates he tends to use as limp 3-bets up against Hai Young here. He's gonna kick it up on the button with the ace-10 offsuit. 22. Tan Xuan interested. 3 deuce of diamonds. From the big blind, he grabs a pink chip. We're going up. $108. And Yi has not folded. So you want to put in the limp 4-bet cold. Nah. It's a little bit too much. And now Hai Young has position. However, the hand somewhat shrinks in value facing this 3-bet. However, you see the instincts working. He sort of just feels it, the energy, knows Tan Xuan's probably up to no good, and he clicks it up again. These boys play a different brand. Well-timed 4-bet, 286. They love these pre-flop wars, these click, click, click. And we're here for the show, I'll tell you that. How does Tan Xuan respond? Are you kidding me? We're going to take a peek at this flop, and it's 581 in the middle. 4-bet pot, and these are some hands to fight. It's straight street poker. Both miss. However, it is Hai Young working with a little more equity. Ace of club in hand, 10 wrapping around that 9 and the 8, as well as position and the betting lead. Tan Xuan completely whiffed. We're betting. Hai Young would love to take this here. $186. And I'll tell you, there are moments where sometimes the cards are just there for the illusion, because these players are not playing equity. They're playing, I don't think you got it, bro. This is Tan Xuan's angle. Man, these boys are locked in. They both know that they're up to no good. And look at this. Are you... What is happening? This is above the rim. This is unreal. 450. This is a street brawl. No backing down. And finally, two trains collide. Someone has to give. And a $1 million pot heads over to Tan Xuan. And I mean, that's a highlight reel. There's nothing. I mean, Hai Young, you just have to appreciate it, right? He can't even be mad. I mean, that is crazy. What a hand. I tell you, if you're watching that at home, I mean, you just got a treat. And that's poker at the highest level. Both players just in a street fight, and someone has to come out of the alleyway. Sometimes the cards are just there for show. The game of chicken it is. Oh boy, what a hand. Six-way limp pot now. Top pair for Yi. Gonna throw something out there.
Everything. Except the
And Hai Young still sort of flabbergasted at what he just witnessed. Elton with bottom two is gonna kick this up. He's gonna be a little curious here at least. Beat some 9-10, 8-10, King 10. Let's take a look at one more. Nine 10 does fill now. Neither player in love with this card. Elton chooses to check. Check, check, off to a river. And that is an unfortunate river card for Elton as his two pair. Now gets counterfeit. Taps the table, tap, tap. You win, Yi. Sort of sheepishly takes the pot. It's okay to win. Equity is equity. Sort of the unfortunate nature of bottom two. Always vulnerable to that board pairing against you. Aaron with the mystery hand. It's going to start us off with a raise. Every now and then production wants to make me work a little bit harder. Trying to make me figure out what does Aaron have. And you're gonna do this to me? You're gonna fire 2 mystery hands at me? How can I figure out what this man Tan Xuan has? We just saw him with the 32 of diamonds. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. Four ways to the flop. Aaron started us off with the 22 raise. Got a field of callers. Elton in there with the 8-6. And we got some equity here. Elton flops the 8 high flush draw. Wiktor with open-ended. And Aaron looks interested. Takes a scout at the table. Fires out a c-bet. I have to assume that Aaron has a piece of this in some way. Of course, he has hands like ace-jack, ace-queen. Wiktor going nowhere, of course. And we're going up. Tan Xuan, 132. And this makes things awkward for Elton. Certainly have to be concerned with some over flush draws. Gets out of the way. Aaron now. Probably thinks Wiktor is not much of a concern after just calling. The battle really is between these two players. Clicks call. We have to assume now he has something touching this board, of course, as the original raiser has ace king, aces. Could also have some flush draws. Brick on the turn. And now Aaron does the min bet donk into Tan Xuan. Trying to entice maybe either Tan Xuan to jump out the window or maybe just call and dictate the price / cap Tan Xuan's range here. It's hard to tell what kind of holdings Aaron would do this with. Or what Tan Xuan is reading into this. Tan Xuan's going to be undeterred. He's going to bet. The number is 264, a chunky wager. At this point, Tan Xuan is repping something of high strength. King 10, set of threes. Maybe a king 3. See the bet. Count it out.
2万2万一把是90万，
说结果19万，
结果19万。
And he sends it. And a snap. Here we go. 2.5 million. Aaron puts out the min bet. Faces the raise and rips it home. And this pot escalated. And that was a turned 6. What a card. King 10 on the flop. And then at 6 finds the turn. And it's 2 pair versus 2 pair. We're going to get a quick count. As Aaron Zang finds the double up. Where did she find that card? 2.5 million headed over to Aaron Zang. And the rough night for Tan Xuan continues. That's an unlucky card. See the holdings there revealed of the mystery hands, but we saw them as they were laid on their back. And of course, Aaron Zang did get cheeky on that turn. Did the min bet. We saw him do the min bet earlier with the pocket 10s on the Ace King X board. Trying to buy showdown, and maybe that's what he was trying to represent once more, but both players just at the extreme top of range. I think once that 6 comes off, we're just going to play for stacks. And that's a big one for Aaron. Not much Tan Xuan can do. Ace 10 offsuit, and you have to feel as if Tan Xuan's a little bit spicy, and Elton's gunning for that.
这盘你控制大可以省一点，但是看 river 翻那个2爷，基本上要被我打，要被我打掉半条命，对吧？他控制大，我蹭上一枪中的 river 一枪中的，他2对也中掉。控不住了啊，控不住，对，怎么打光？
Hear the table buzzing about that last pot.
基本上打的差不多，这牌发的没办法。
剩点零头了，应该了。
他争一下，第2枪我打15。
And we're off to a flop. Heads up.
最后一枪我肯定打实话打个5、60。
Great flop for Tan Xuan.
对啊，一样肯定打光。我打小他加我打大他扣。
Not so much for Elton.
我说他 flop， 我说他 flop 他大我。啊。他如果不大我，他扣一下。啊。结果一样。
那会扯。
Elton's gonna bet, try to clean up equity from hands like King 10, Queen 10, Queen Jack, King Queen. However, Tan Xuan with big draw. Got shot plus flush draw. It's gonna click call. Off to a turn now. Can he find it? No. 6 of diamonds. Quick tap. Elton certainly thinking that Tan Xuan's not in a mood of folding. But maybe he catches him with something that he can fold. We'll see how Elton proceeds. And a 10 of clubs, and Tan Xuan's monster draw just falls in flames, lands on the river with just 5 high. Have to assume he's going to bluff this, trying to get his opponent off maybe King Jack, King Queen, Queen Jack suited. Unfortunately for him, Elton river to 10. He's going nowhere.
你说你没有点认知，我谁不是 A 叉，我都扔了你。
我没鱼，我这位置下了。
Got a feel for Ten Xuan. I
看
mean,
不对，我妈感觉不
a
对。
lot of unlucky spots. His opponent didn't need to river a 10.
只有问题啊。
If his opponent was sitting here with King Jack, this bluff works. Gets called quickly. It's going to be shown. River to 10. 687. Headed over to seat number 2, Elton.
真强，我说你。哎呀，不错，那个抽掉了。
这个都是错的。
这第一把给你抽掉之后，就什么心情都没有啦。
肯定是那个加时器弄的嘛。
It feels nice to 3-bet the ace 10 and then bang off the offsuit 10 on the river. That always feels good.
在哪边心呢？
继续传过去。
Straddle Live, courtesy of Hai Young. Real hand. Ten Xuan. See if he can get some of this damage back. He's going to give him some action on the button. And Aaron looks interested. Maybe he decides to act up a little bit. This is a nice hand to do it with. No, just gets out of the way. Well timed. Gonna go heads up. 10 out of position, but with the best of it. Doesn't love seeing the king, but he'll take it. Take it down, 10. I'm sure he wanted to play a bigger pot than that, but we got to start somewhere.
$100。
See a little top up there for 10. Probably wants to put a hurting on someone for a big number. I don't blame him. I'm all about it. Three-way affair. Hai Young with the best of it. Yi open-ended to the bottom end. This is a board that his opponents will have a lot of availability to continue. However, with very low equity in terms of 7 high and its raw value, decides to bet. And that's going to bring in the backdoor flush draw. Now let's see if Yi decides to bring the real heat. Just 7 high. It's going to probably decide to bring in some of the bigger guns. He's gonna bet again. Full pot. Trying to put heat on hands like 10-9, 8-10. Of course, getting hands like King Jack, King 10 to at least consider folding as well. And I don't think Hai Young is going to relinquish. Knows that Yi could be up to something like this. However, this bet size does shrink the playability of a hand like Queen Jack, as you know your opponent is repping something either way better or way worse. Good instincts. Nine of spades. Bink for Yi. Backs into it. Certainly not the card that Hai Young wants to see. Some of these bluffs do fill on the river. Yi now targeting some Queen X's. Every now and then a slow played straight, of course. Really trying to determine sizing. I can assure you that he's gonna bet. And the size goes down. That's third pot in position. Not something you see often, but very well timed. It's almost like he knows exactly where his opponent is. And chooses to lay him a price. Tough decision now for Hai Young, as he does beat the Ace 10, King 10, King Jack. However, now loses to flushes, as well as hands he was already losing to. Queen 9, 8, 9, Jack 10. Certainly difficult. I don't envy Hai Young's shoes. Trying to catch a read. Good fold. Very good fold. It's gonna get shown that he did make the good fold, but got a little unlucky there. You see, he pays the penalty for not getting a squid. However, it's way cheaper than if he would have lost that pot. Here at KPC Live. It's been a wild game. I'm still in the midst of thinking about that 3 deuce of diamonds. How did he do that? Good lord.
啊？你怕他不来的吧？他肯
I
定不
mean,
会不付钱。
most of the action has been just pure bluffs. Of course, we've seen
Sorry， 他们说你坏话，你听得到的啊。
the coolers, the king 10 versus king 6 on king 10 x6. Of course, that's going to happen. That's part of the game.
但如果炸下来就差不多了。
But a lot of what we've seen has also just been straight bully, straight street poker. And these are your winnings. Aaron up 1.5 million. And we saw at the bottom of that leaderboard, unfortunately for Tan Xuan, down over 4 now.
I guess you're used to everybody speaking Chinese already, huh?
Yeah, used to. I understand a little bit sometimes. Yeah,
You keep saying you will learn, but you never.
No, never. I didn't find a good teacher yet. Like, I don't know.
Use Duolingo.
I don't think it's that good.
Oh.
Oh, shots at Duolingo.
I don't know speak.
Yeah.
Limitless does not approve of the Chinese teachings in Duolingo. It's not that good, he says. Bad review.
There's another app called something.
There was one super Chinese, that's how it's called.
Huh?
There are like few of those, but I think they're quite similar. So, like, nothing special.
I think they're going to make me learn Chinese too by the time my contract is up. I think to renew my contract, one of the stipulations was I had to learn Chinese. But for now, let's pay attention to Hai Young Pocket Jacks 3-bet.
买花，
My four, yeah.
Yeah,
My
no.
full.
买参，俘虏，
And
This
ST
one I know, yeah. Full.
俘虏，
maybe wants to jump out the window with the King 6 suited.
有位置，没有位置。
啊，
I know.
前卫后卫，
This one, no. What's that?
前卫 is early position and later
Late
position. 什么盲珠 You know,
Manchu, no. What's that?
盲珠 is blind.
Gets out of the way.
好，小盲单
And they're teaching him Chinese in real
这
time.
牌搭出来，我跟你海哥已经给你推掉
Yeah,
了。
this one is quite easy.
他们
yeah,
不
I
行
should
的
learn.
Yeah, and then
还在搞。
什么 You know all the
Interesting
numbers,
flop.
like
Numbers I know, plus
1
minus.
2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 100 1000 10000 You know
1
those?
by 1, yeah, 1
1
by
by
1.
1, yeah.
Position with Yi. Doesn't know it yet, but that jack would be bad news. Not a card either player loves. Checks over to Yi. Doors open. Taps the table. 259 headed to a river card. Brick. Does Hai Young want to bet something targeting a 10? He does block some of the bluffs that Yi would have. However, catches Yi with one of them. And Yi left with dust. Can these boys finally extract one from Yi? He's going to be targeting hands like King, Queen. Has not bet yet. Reaching. 90,000 is targeting these like king, queen, king, jack holdings. I do think that there is a world where he's also betting a 10 for value. So because of that, maybe Hai Young could just never fold. Don't think Hai Young's going to fold. I think at the end of the day, he's going to figure this out. Every now and then, your opponent's bluffing a smither of the 10x's. Taking his time. Certainly not a comfortable spot. Feels milky. Throws in all the time, Vex. Okay. You can't say these boys don't try. I mean, they're giving it their all every hand. I love it. There's also the bragging rights, right? It's not only the money, they just hate losing pots to each other. Give him a glance, trying to catch a read. Flicks in the call. Good call, Hai Young. You caught him. 439,000 headed over to Hai Young. It was certainly uncomfortable, right? Because you blocked the queen jack, king jack. Your opponent could still be value betting an ace. But laid a good price, made the right read. Gets the button plus the squid.
不是他打7万，
Love to see it.
你打7万，他扣7万，我打30万，你怎么办？
这牌不推，这牌不推掉，他肯定推掉了。这个牌肯定推掉了，他不一定有牌，他这个牌肯定推掉。
差点，差点，筹码都拿到手上了。
Number 1 for ST. $22. Xuan wisely gets out the way with the king 5 suited and no action for the birds. What? Unlucky.
打得好，这把我
多好，
满分，
对 ，A5 不通话，
That's gotta feel not fun. You see all this action around you. You see the 3 deuce of diamonds just jumping out the window. And all of a sudden you get the aces and everybody just folds? What's up with that? Straddle live though. 124 courtesy of Yi.
什么？网上帮他起了个绰号叫老硬币。
你信吗？
海洋的，我没看过。
海洋不知道看到哪个新闻联播的。
我没有抖音账号的。
抖音，然后我点了下
我跟你说，我倒看到有说顶强的。
还讲话说
哪一把嘛？
在那个位置，那不是
你是不是搞我心态中
那个嘞，不能够 read 那个嘞的那个墙壁。
Real hand for Tan Xuan. Does he want to give him action with this hand? Certainly 3-bet him sometimes as well.
我没什么投机的，你看我投机都丢掉了，说明平时大。
Saw the slight change of demeanor from Yi as soon as he saw the holding. Here it is.
你看，我就说了，
Things get a little bit more expensive.
肯定的了，那个，我就在这中间，然后他毛巾。
And look at this. Aaron. Jumping out the window with the Queen 10 offsuit.
应该比我多吧？你看。
啊，对，比你们的多。
Excuse me.
有的没看到。哎呀，
The limp 4-ball to 314. And all this action around Ace King offsuit. And this is a little uncomfortable, right? I mean, do you really want to send in a 1.6? The 5-bet sizing's also a little bit awkward as well. I mean, I guess you can make it... Oh, 600? The high fives? Here we go. And he goes for 666. And this party's over. Aaron's certainly trying to save face, but I don't see a world where... You know what? Let me not say anything. I've seen some wild things tonight. I'm gonna defer to Aaron. Does let it go, and that's a nice one for Ace King offsuit. If you were to get some more action, it would not feel as good. But that's a good one for Tan Xuan. Would have got a clean run out as well. That one was destiny. And one of the first times we've seen Aaron really sort of stepping big time out of line. We know he's very capable. Unfortunate for him, he ran into Tan Xuan. He did have the right read against Yi, though.
打开，继续。
ST starts us off with a limp. Elton's going to activate from the small blind, King 10 offsuit. And ST thinks the suit connect. They're a little too expensive. Wiktor's going to get in there. Same hand, but better position. Not much for either player. Elton with the betting lead, however. Board is going to favor him just a little bit. Probably going to throw something out there. How much does Wiktor want to fight here? King high rates to be good, at least sometimes. The fight continues. Over 100k now, turn card. Brick.
拿着把一堆都跟我打光。
Elton lays off the gas.
那不是，那这都瞎说嘛，那不是对吧？不可能的，那我就不瞎说嘛，我说
Both players are okay with seeing a river card.
A9我能 call 他，你不四 B 他不四 B 我了。
And now who wants it more? Otherwise, we're gonna chop it up.
让他把扔了，你扔了吧？
你四 B 我嘛？
啊，你扣我4 B。
Does Wiktor think his hand have enough showdown?
哦，我真的上头了，我真的是。
We do. All right.
动小真的是，哇！
哎，没事没事没。
Both players okay with that.
开了个方块撕开了，我不扣了，我真的是。
红桃武器，本来就
我不就是买这上面的牌吗？少一张4差很远了吧？喏，然后发出来还是买那个4，
你
They'll
一定要
take
四
it.
B 的牌吗？还是
肯定不一定的。
还有看得到的还有。
Probably both thinking they could
对
have
呀，
took it
我
away
我
as
现在
well.
就让你5 B 都扣不动的牌，你那肯定不一定嘛。对呀，
不，我跟你解释，应该是肯定不是你的。
对，对。
看你怎么想了。
这肯定有4 B 范围的。
A5嘛，你要这么了解就 A5嘛。
这个也
A5嘛，
这个也算牌。
也不能凌空磕。
没有，他这个牌应该就是破掉或者4 B 我的牌嘛。
没得跟着牌。
对呀，所以我说嘛，
牌
这个牌。
都可以连空CB的了。
Those of you out there that can speak Chinese, probably having a couple chuckles alongside our players.
对呀。
I chuckle along out of just, because I'm a decent human being. They laugh, I laugh too. I mean, I'm not a bad person.
为什么一到庄位你会有牌的呢？我真的是。
这是鱼谁的？耶！人家那天就给你偷了，我害我靠！大头。
那我没发给我。ice。气泡水。
Kick it up. Elton stealing and Yi not having any of it. Well-timed 3-bet. And Elton gets in the mud and flops it. Bink. Good check from Yi. Knows this board is going to favor Elton. Doesn't expect this much, though. And Elton with the slick check back. Trying to get Yi to fire. Board gets worse for ace-3, however. And now the decision back on Elton as Yi checks again. At this point, Elton's just praying for Yi to have anything. Anything but Jack 10, of course. Take it down, Elton. You see the slam of the chips. Ah! He wanted more. Doesn't feel fair. You gamble with him, you flop the straight, and then he has nothing. Come on.
这个跑干嘛飞呀？哎呀，这就我跑了，这就发那个妹。
Young's turn with ace-3 suited.
这2000。
你不上头了，千万别上头。
And he's going to try again. This time on the button, Jack 6 suited is going to run into a buzzsaw from ST Ace Queen. Have to assume a 3-bet is inbound. Buck 10.
我的打法，他学你的打法，我学他的打法。
我比你好，我都不想好。
啊
Gets out the way.
你别人又说你勾圈又不圈。
Take it down.
烙硬币。
I like how ST announces his raises and bets. King 3 now for Wiktor. As the players gracious enough to wait for Hai Young to continue. Very nice sportsmanship from all players here. I feel like if it would have been me, they would have just mucked my cards, took my blinds. They might have even taken a squid away.
真的。不用。现在可以敲了，现在可以敲了。万一你要加钱呢？敲就行了。
And Hai Young, nice enough to not punish these limpers after waiting for him. Feel like he returned the favor on that one. He's betting with that backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. There's the flush draw. Does it keep the heat on? Yes. 25K, and this shrivels that 4. Into the muck it goes. Nice hand, Yi. Shows it.
Wow.
That's the mild reaction from his opponents.
敲一下打光了，手牌。敲一下打，敲一下赢不大，你跟一下我是真赢大。
Aaron is mildly
不
amused.
可能丢了这个牌，对吧？跟转牌的。
Doesn't look like ST cares much. Here are your winnings. Aaron, 1.2 million. Elton, 879. ST, 733. Straddles live this hand. He enters the pot with a limp. ST. Pretty one. Aaron with a prettier one. He's gonna kick it up. Xuan is not folded. Ace 4 suited. Down. ST doing some quick accounting, seeing what percentages are going to cost him. He's going to flick it in. And diamonds galore as both players flop a flush draw on this 8-6 deuce diamond board. Pretty good board for the 3-better. Your opponent will miss a decent chunk of the time. However, this time, not so much. Gutty's live. Diamonds are dominated, however. ST can't know that. And this might get costly for ST. Wants to see a diamond, but doesn't know that his opponent has the better of that. Turns the 9, though. And this is a card that's somewhat worrisome for Aaron. Pocket 7's no longer going to fold. Also concerned with the pocket 9s. He continues. Looks like about 2/3 pot. 350 now. Aaron repping big. Overpairs, sets. And does ST just send it? Or does his hand have a little too much showdown, he deems? If he sends it through overpairs fold, that's unsure. Does hit the call. And this pot balloons to 1.1. And Aaron bricks out. Checkmark ST. But a vulnerable checkmark at that. Aaron not with one of the best hands to continue this story with. Bluffing the big diamonds. Not ideal in that theoretical world. And he does give it up. And he's gonna see how unlucky he got. There it is. Ah! See him slam the cards like, look at this. You sucked out. You found the offsuit 9. This could have been game over for you. ST taking it in stride, though. Class act. And that's 1.1 million. Headed over to ST. And a third squid at that. Double the penalty. Aaron Zang knows how close it was. to stacking his opponent on the right. He could have he was tasting it. But that 9 held.
银币硬币说他赢了。
ST. Back at it. Ace 10 suited. Kick it up. And Aaron Zhang, you kind of feel it. You feel he wants to go after him. This is my favorite part of the live stream. When these rivalries start to build, the storyline, the villain arc. He's gunning for him. Calls. Hai Young on the button. He's in. And Tan Xuan is going to spoil the fun. King, Queen suited. It's not going to stay 16,000. What's it going to be, 10? And Elton hasn't folded either. The rebet comes in at 132. ST. Maybe he wants to 4-bet this sometimes as well.
最后一条的 last one.
Knock out the players behind him. All options on the table, of course. Gets out the way. And I think that's going to do it. Hai Young might decide to get spicy on the button. If he thinks Tan Xuan might be getting a little bit out of line. Nope. And that's going to do it. Nice hand, Tan Xuan.
大炮打蚊子。大炮打蚊子啊！
Tax time.
大炮嘛，打个蚊子回来。
Must pay if you do not have a squid. You see STS 3, so he gets double. See them work swiftly here at KPC Live.
36000，两个人发。12000。
And we're off to the next hand. Quick shuffle. I like that they don't use a shuffle machine. The old school hand shuffle, high stakes. I love it. Gonna get a quick dealer change. Thank you.
This is poker.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Straddles live. Sky enters the box. Say goodbye to MJ. She did a great job. And Elton gets after it with the king 3. Suited, of course. Aaron's going to give him some action after limp calling the king 9 suited, and we're going heads up, 93,000 in the middle. And a big flop for Aaron. Top pair, second nut flush draw. Also a board that favors him. Elton puts on the brakes. Wise decision. Aaron wanting to build a pot with this much equity. Elton's a fighter. Even with this low in his range, he wants to find a way to win, but it's just really hard. Can't blame him. Gets out of the way. Take it down, Aaron. And Aaron, after losing that pot with the king, queen of diamonds, is like, where's the rest of the money? There's no justice in poker. There is no justice.
589，两飞盘，689吗？啊，589是589，对，7千算。
Limp here from Aaron. I feel like Aaron's gonna get a little bit more active after that king, queen of diamonds. And I don't blame him. I would do the same. Want to put a beat on someone. Take him for $1 million. Xuan playing that button. And Aaron puts in the limp 3-bet with 4 3 hearts. I told you. I told you. He's spiced up. Oh man, all it takes is the opponent turning a 9 and all of a sudden you're limp 3-betting like 4-3 suited. You're in there. And I love it, Aaron. I love that for you. Put the straddle on. Let's go. Oh, man. Aaron's trying to hurt somebody. He's trying to hurt somebody.
那牌不要了吧？你空吗？
Let's see if Aaron gets the chance to put a beat. But for now, Hai Young limps in so far. Gets followed along by Wiktor. And it's Xuan that activates the 5-4 offsuit from the cut. And Aaron, I saw him grab a pink. 3-bet 110. I'm telling you. Aaron is spicy right now. But he's got the best of it. But Xuan sort of feels that he can see it. And he's going to gamble with him. Let's go. Street poker activated. 231 in the middle. Please, Sky. Top pair for Aaron. It's a board that can go either way. Both players touching in general. This time, however, Xuan with not much at all. But he sort of feels that Aaron's a little active. Couple glances. And look at this. The float. King of Hearts. That gets 2 pair for Aaron, but Xuan's gonna have a chunk of flushes, of course. Aaron taps the table, opens the door for Xuan. And I think at this point we don't call the flop to not bluff a turned flush when checked to.
什么情况？
这没事啊 ，W 完。
不是，我以为这上面写的什么答案。
However, it is a king. We don't have too many of those in general after calling flop.
试一下兄弟，我给你练级啊。
And he does bet. Aaron with not much of a decision, but it's going to make it look like he does. Call. And now decision on the river for both players. Another heart, and this door is wide open. Gut check time. Does Xuan fire the bullet? And does Aaron sniff it out if it comes? Xuan cannot possibly have a worse hand. Generally, that dictates that we fire. I don't think Xuan came this far only to come this far. Oh, and he does knuckle it. And Aaron wins the $751,000 pot. He hated that run out. But Xuan did not fire that bullet. Probably thought that Aaron was in no mood to fold. And you know what? I kind of agree. I don't think Aaron was in a big mood to fold.
我的天！再加100了，兄弟，已经最多了。你现在，这还不最多啊？你不是200、300吗？那里。
You see Aaron now with 4 squids live for the 5.
你好像有话要说，你说呀。
不是，就是能不能先结算？就是。
Real hand for Wiktor. He chooses to limp. And Xuan's gonna get busy with the 5-4 suited. We have to assume a limp 3-bet is inbound once it gets back to Wiktor.
那这个说的是实话，兄弟。你现在是不想赢，是想搞输。 就随意去压两口。
没啊，这娱乐一下，这很容易赢。你上去哇，拼命要赢他多少钱呢？你就很难赢。
And look at this, Aaron. He's still coming after it. I love this for you, Aaron. 7-6 suited. Make it 200.
大把一定要放前面，是这个意思啊？
对。
And now,
我是去长条板
Wiktor
他看不到嘛。
has to know that Aaron's been a little bit more active.
最懵逼的是他，我们在搞来搞去。
But this is also just a pretty nice hand. But do you want to stick in all this money?
上一次入池是什么时候我都不知道。
It's kind of awkward because if you call cold, it kind of looks like you have what you have and it gets through. Aaron's playing bully ball.
不够专业，
It's not going to get through this man, though.
有一点。
I do not think so. We're seeing a flop.
加注的嘛，对吧？这个跟我是没关系。
All right, boys. Rematch. 475 in the middle. Low flop might make this very interesting. And that's a great flop for Aaron. Open-ended, flush draw, king high. Take it down. And Limitless is not going to like seeing the 7-6 suited.
Oh, turn river. But if you 哇！我靠，这个牌你要有点牌，你真的裂开，谭老板，真的裂开，有个这个包裂开，能 call 的牌，这个牌真的裂开。啊！我靠！什么局啊？现在是？哎，我是啥牌？不争气啊！我这7勾、10勾同花，我这牌爆扣了。
然后thân上被打走了。
我想加。
镇上百度买了切口，说打枪镇上要切口而已，我不打。
Also, that's the 5th squid for Aaron.
妈的，爸爸编的不在。
还好没脏，兄弟对吧？
It doubles at 3, and then it doubles again at 5.
怕了，他们都是他的。
Limp pot, 6 ways. And Aaron now is going to bet his 8. Nobody with much of anything. Hai Young, of course, turns to 3, but has to be a little concerned. All these players behind him. And 10 Xuan now with a big piece of it. It's going to get a little bit more expensive. Why don't we make it 100K?
真的，你摸我的脸是不是有点烫？好，一个有点烫。我不是
我不用摸我都可以感觉到了，你这莫名其妙就烫了，我知道。
不是，我不知道你现在烫不烫，但是谭老板现在一定很烫。
And look at this. Aaron was a non-believer on the turn. And really nothing changes on this river 10. Xuan makes a boat. And if you didn't believe the turn, might not believe this river either. Overbet. There's certainly an array of bluffs. 7-9, 4-5, 10-9 as well. Having a 4 is not great to block some of those that I just named. I will say, my man Aaron is well hydrated throughout these games. He does take a lot of sips. Talking it out. These two building a little bit of history in this game here. I'm sure it didn't start here, and I'm sure it won't end here either. Thinking about the available bluffs. They're certainly there. That 6 makes it a little harder to fold.
是吗？谭老板这个时候还会这样偷我吗？我已经上头成这样了，真的是上头成这样了，应该不应该偷我的。这牌理上就是 S6和3条8，3条8太多不打，3条8有一点概率。应该没有3条8，3条8可能打 S。这 A6 可以不打。
Long tank. You see the time banks in front.
踢脚打我架子，不怕我有6啊？说他很像有6啊。这时候他应该不会偷我。妈的，刚才已经丧失理智。
36 36
Take it down.
应该有6，要是没6，他不敢。
10 Xuan. Good fold from
有
Aaron.
一点赢2头算不一定他有。36。
差一点点，我手里是最好的抓鸡的牌，有个8，你知道吗？有个8，特别好抓鸡的牌。
没什么卵关系。说有个3好抓起，我也听听也算了，8有啥关系啊？真的。
看看没有 A8和3条8的。
33的嘛。反正一顿分析，这个时候应该不会偷。
Straddles live.
还是用人性逻辑。
海里嘛，这条路走不通，
想不
考验一下人性。
想不通。
都烫成这样了，应该不会偷。
真的是烫，突然一下子就红温了，他妈的！那我冷静一点了，你们先玩一会儿，我休息一下。
You heard Sky 40,000 from Queen Deuce ST. Trying to get that squid, but Elton's gonna put up a fight.
不好打一点，我估计大概是。
Not so fast, Mr. ST. Hello. Top and bottom after getting out of line pre. Not much going for Elton. Out of position as well.
这怎么打呢？我们先这样。你说怎么样呢？
你别看，你要看我干嘛？罚款，你真的是，你好，你看我的牌，你妈的，
Oh, that's great.
就不要，我不中牌你就 call。
我看一下你是不是能跟他搞的牌嘛？
我肯定能搞他这个牌啊！
他们搞啊，你怎么搞的吧？
我开了牌都搞不过你嘛！
真的，真的是你，真的是。难得说个2对，你不要了，我打个1/3 pot 你都不要了。
没看到一张都没看见，你抢那么快，真的是。
I'll tell you what, I don't speak Chinese, but I understood exactly what transpired.
然
so did you.
我知道
你想3D 啊？
对啊，他找的大我没3比你，找3万我就3比你，找的4万我就算了。上头，先发个2对。K9啊？嗯，K9啊？不想说话。打的有问题，做个2对还什么？ 没赢到，什么都没赢到。
Couple limps here.
打马枪了进去做2对，
对啊。
上头。
And it's not going to stay that way.
打到我上头。我怎么样也要吧，这个。
Tin Xuan. Kick it up, 42.
会有。
Not much going for anyone. Take it down.
没几条鱼的你们不抢？
不抢啊，直接富裕多少？
多少钱？15、
现在可以现在付吗
18、5万4。
现在付打个折了。
都不抢。
现在几点了还抢的？
See 5 squids in front of Aaron.
没必要吧？打把奖搞他们隔离掉，隔离个屁！你这越搞越大，本来付个1万多，现在付
Straddle
3
in
万
front
多，
of Yi.
真的是3看3的贵很多了。
We're playing big.
拼掉嘛，对，贵就拼嘛，哎呦，
贵啊，
打光嘛，
贵
有
的是贵，
方言打
还是
光嘛。
贵的是贵。看，
Mystery hand for ST. He limps into Jack 9 offsuit. Heisen. Limitless. King Jack. Also the button is going to get after it.
贵我知道。对，
You heard Sky, 35,000.
多少里程？
Don't know what ST has yet, but we have seen him mix in pre-flop limp 3 bets, especially when coming from early. Not this time, however, just calls. Aaron's been a little spicy. He's getting in there. Maybe faked me out. Are you thinking better of it, Aaron? Nah, he's in there. I love that for you, Aaron. Get in there. And that, of course, is going to bring in High Young, and we're going four ways.
你跟我说，
对啊，
还要包赢的这个。
147,000 in the middle. Wiktor kicked off the action with King Jack offsuit pre-flop. And Aaron flops open-ended, and Wiktor as well to the better end. And we still don't know what ST has. High Young with bottom pair.
45.
It's going to struggle to hold on. You heard limit 45. He's in. Certainly have an array of hands. 8-9, some 10x's. SC's range still somewhat undefined. Aaron's certainly going nowhere, deciding how aggressive he may or may not want to be. And High Young gets out of the way. We're going three ways now. Two players open-ended, one player with a mystery hand. And that's a card. Aaron bangs off the straight to the king. Wiktor makes top pair open-ended. And he's betting. Aaron loves this. 135. ST has not folded. ST can certainly have 10x of spades, 7x of spades, 8-9 of spades. Hands like King 10, Queen 10. That's a somewhat worry that Aaron's behind as well. Remember, ST limped early position, just called the raise. Taking his time, and he calls. And now Aaron with a straight to the king. Sitting there with the second nuts. Does he spring in the raise? Certainly beats a lot of value hands that Wiktor could be betting turn with. King Queen sets. And this pot is escalating. We're already at 552.
Raise.
You heard him. It's gonna put in that call first, and now we're gonna see what the number is. You heard Sky. It's 635. That's half a mil more. Top pair open-ended. Does he think that Aaron has a hand maybe like Queen Jack, Jack 10 trying to play bully? You hate to bet top pair open-ended and then fold. But that might just be what's in order for limit. Down. And now ST. Limped early position. Faced the isolation after 2 limps behind from Limitless on the button. Chose to call. There was a small hesitation pre-flop. I think that hesitation was to decide whether he wanted to limp 3-bet or not. We can't completely rule out a hand like Ace-Jack for ST. It's certainly in there. He wouldn't always limp 3-bet pre. And he wouldn't always check raise the turn. So even though we do discount it a little bit, it's certainly in range. Maybe not the entire 16 combinations, of course. But maybe a hand like Ace-Jack with a spade is in there, a little bit less concerned with a spade rolling off if he was to slow play. But the majority of his range is going to be something like 2-pair combos, 7x a spade, 10x a spade. Long tank here for ST. And remember, these two have some history with that 10-9 of diamonds, king, queen of diamonds from earlier. ST calls. And this pot has ballooned to 1.68 million. 8 of diamonds. Doesn't change anything. Aaron still with the second nuts. Spades did brick out. Both players sit back in their chair. I think the play for Aaron is to send it. Chooses a smaller size. Half pot. Thinks this gets called more often. And ST immediately counts out 800. Just about half his stack. It's a difficult position for hands like two pair. And he sends it in! Oh, that's gross. This is no longer two pair, and you're getting a sick price. There are no two pair combinations in ST's range. He would just either call or fold those hands. So this is either a chop, we're losing, or he's bluffing. And what type of holdings would bluff this river? I mean, you're basically targeting two pair to fold, so you probably don't even want a pair in your hand. But then how do you get here if you're ST? Wow, this is gross. And he clicks call. Oh, hesitates. Sigh of disgust. You saw the chips basically get in there. He knows, and he does call. And it's ace jack of hearts. And a $5 million pot for ST. Straight over straight. Oh, Lord. And that's the biggest pot in televised history. And it goes to ST. What a cooler turn. And that is disgusting. Massive, massive pot. You saw Aaron not even want to put it in. He basically put the chips forward and then said, thought better of it, but what can you do? You have a straight. Does he really limp call ace jack? I did say it's in there, but definitely not full combos. Unbelievable. Nice hand, wins 2.6 million in profit. And look at the stack of pink chips in front of ST. 2 full stacks, each chip worth 100,000. And it's Mr. Wang to you now. Well, at least to me. What a hand. And Yi, a little giddy after that. Yeah, it was $5 million. Xuan folds in disgust. It's been a long night. Can't blame him. A little bit of something for both. Elton checks. Middle pair and a gut shot. He with a gut shot himself, however, no showdown. Probably gonna bet. And I'm still buzzing from that last pot. My lord. I did not know that was coming. That got out of hand quick. Elton certainly going nowhere. Gonna take a little glance at this turn card.
我有什么办法呢？不就一种打法吗？
Check, check. And another jack. I don't think Elton's going to be a believer if Yi decides to bet once more. Elton might choose to bet himself, however. No, chooses better of it. Leaves the door open for Yi. And good check from Yi. Don't think Elton was going to fold whatsoever. 170 going Elton's way. Plus the button, plus the squid. And there are your winnings. ST, after that monster pot, up $4 million. And Aaron, after everything was going his way, they just took it all away quick. Down $1 million. And it was a long night for Tan Xuan. Thank you for joining us. For everyone here at KPC Live, thank you and good night.